Today's Wednesday, January 25th, 2017. You're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. Hey, everybody, got a good show for you today. Stay tuned. Here comes.
You're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Great to be here this Wednesday morning. Yes, it is. Where it is a rainy, sleety morning today. Woke up and had to dodge the rain bullets coming in to work. But yeah, it's something about coming to work at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm sure many of you out there also get up early, either because you can't sleep or because you just want to get a jump on the day. But it's kind of nice. It's kind of quiet. It's, I don't know how to explain it. Once you get out of bed and you're kind of moving around and you've had a cup of coffee, it's not bad. Not bad at all, right? There are days that I wish I didn't have to sleep because I think I get so much more done in the day. But I realize that catch up to you and just knock you on your butt. So anyway, hey, what about the weather this weekend? If you were in the Midwest area, whether you're in Iowa or Chicago or Michigan or Indiana, it was beautiful. Actually got up to 50 degrees on Saturday. Didn't quite know what to do. And it's kind of sad when 50 degrees feels like it's summer. Owen, my middle son, told me, he goes, it's crazy. 50 degrees in the summer is considered cold. And he's absolutely right. It's all a matter of perspective. So remember that. So, hey, got a good show for you today. Unfortunately, quite a few accidents and a couple of other articles that I linked up that I think my comments will speak for themselves as we get into those. And yeah, almost done with the first month of 2017. Inauguration's done. The Super Bowl teams have been not picked necessarily, but they're in the Super Bowl. That'll be next weekend. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, we'll get up into the news. I keep saying that. I've got to stop that expression. We will get into the news next. And as always, appreciate you tuning in today. It is our prize pack giveaway show. If you want to know how to win, go over to the Facebook page and like it. And that is where we are pulling our winners from. Also, we're pulling them from the email newsletter link or email sign up, which nobody's getting right now. So it doesn't really matter. But that is the list that I go off of. And we'll go from there. So up next is the news. And we'll have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
All right, this week's news program is a good one. Like I said earlier, it's too many accidents that occurred. First news story that we lead today with is a sheriff's lieutenant injured in elevator accident goes home. This is good news. He's lucky to be alive, but obviously his life has changed. No news to report yet on what caused that accident to occur, but obviously the carnage that it caused was pretty significant. So I'm assuming that attorneys have that somewhat under control, and also inspectors are hopefully taking steps to ensure that stuff like this doesn't happen. But just glad to hear that this gentleman's okay and is going home. Obviously, his life has changed forever. And it's something that none of us think about when we get on, an elevator or an escalator or enter into a store. What could happen, could possibly happen, and we just want to make sure each one of us is doing the job that we are supposed to be doing to ensure that everybody's safe when it comes to elevators and escalators. So anyway. Next news article coming from the coveringthecorridor.com. We talked about this article either last show or the show before, and it was about the outside escalator that was shut down because it did not meet code. And people want to ask, why do escalators not work all the time? Well, here's a great example. How many escalators do you know that work really well are running outside in the exposed elements? Anybody? It's a cool escalator. I'm telling you, it is the bomb. But the reality is it is wet. I'm assuming there was rain. I don't know how safe escalator treads are when they get wet. I wouldn't imagine very gribby. But what do I know? But you may have come to an agreement on allowing the Huntington escalator to operate. But I think what you're going to find is that this thing is not going to operate very long. So good luck with that. Okay, next news article is, let's see here. Lift cable break responsible for fatal accident. This actually occurred in the city of Rotterdam, which I believe is in the Netherlands, although I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, not exactly a great situation to even report or talk about, and they're investigating what happened, but terrible tragedy there. And again, when we all use buildings, when we, do things, when we're in the real world, we have to be a little more aware of what's going on. Not that you could prevent this from happening, but there are probably conditions all around us each and every day that we don't think twice about as being safe. And it's important that we just keep safety in the back of your mind. Okay, the world is not a world filled with bubble wrap, and we just can't be naive. That's what I'm trying to say. So another accident in Taipei. Man critically injured in hotel elevator accident. Apparently he fell down an elevator shaft after he was on the second floor, and apparently, as reports indicate, the elevator was not there and he fell into the basement. So he's in critical condition, and that's coming from the Focus Taiwan .tw. And again, just because it's in another country doesn't mean it can't happen here. So not good at all. So next news article, I didn't want to link the actual title of it up, but RD News Now, which is I think everything Red Deer. I'm not sure what that means, but Canadian Press. This is the link from them talking about a elevator contractor that was fined for potentially fatal breach of elevator safety laws in which a man was injured, and the company was fined $375,000, where the maximum could have been $2 million. So I wasn't sure, in the United States, the way that, and I'm not sure, well, United States, if this was somebody, general writing public, it'd be in litigation, and unless it was a criminal act where somebody was involuntarily manslaughtered, it would be, a whole different story. But in this situation, the elevator contractor was fined. Anyway, scary situation, but this is how things can turn out in Canada if the work we do, obviously, isn't done well and done correctly. So, the whole thing about the article was that the amount that was fined was not enough. And I struggle with these fines because as a business owner, I understand the value of shock and awe. I totally get that. I also understand the value of ensuring that government agencies are out there to assist you in making your the areas that your employees work in safer, and I'm all for that. I am totally for that. And fines, in my opinion, here in the United States, on many cases, end up just funding the organization that is out there to cite the fine. So, that doesn't necessarily make things safer for anybody. And it just makes everybody, it just makes the company that's being fined really pissed off. Not that they're going to change anything, but the reality is that things are different here than there and in other countries. So it's just interesting. Okay, next news article: light rail escalators frustrate riders. Obviously, Seattle Times reporting that the University of Washington light rail station isn't quite a year old, but its escalators are malfunctioning. 3 were idle midweek after breakdowns. Neighboring Capitol Hill station stopped a pair of escalators a couple weeks in December. And anyway, unfortunately, the spokeswoman, I guess I should say, for the Sound Transit noted that this poor performance of our escalators is not up to our expectations. It's a very high priority for us to get these. Yeah, I would think so as well. There's a whole transit spec for these types of situations, this kind of equipment. I don't know if it was used in this situation, but hopefully they got what they wanted, what they needed, and anyway. But other article link in here: escalator glitches are common in other cities. I don't know what other cities. Oh, they're talking about Washington. The reality is that transits are tough on everything. There's a reason why elevators in transits are requesting that all the stainless be 316, which is extremely corrosion resistant. Why floors are epoxy coated. Why escalators are designed to provide heavy duty usage, stuff like that. So there's a reason for all that. There's a reason, because without it, it's not. It's just not gonna work the way it should and the way everybody wants it to. So, next news article: family sues after boy's toes amputated in escalator accident. Obviously, I'm not sure if something failed at this point or what, but it's clearly cited. Man, I hate pop-up ads. Okay, if any of these website companies have learned anything about pop-up ads, AOL was the queen or king of doing that, and they lost practically all their members because of it. It's not permission-based, and it just makes mad. Anyway, the Modesto Bee reporting that New Jersey family whose son got stuck in a mall escalator and had his toes amputated has filed a lawsuit against the mall and the company that made the escalator. So the news article allegedly states that the little boy apparently was dragging his foot against the side of the escalator panel, and it got pulled in or whatever. So whether or not safety devices actually worked or not is a whole other question. But there's signage on the escalators. Maybe it's not big enough, but the reality is that put your feet in the middle of the stairs, put them away from the sides, and this won't happen. Rider behavior. At what point does somebody come back and sue the parents for not watching the kid? You know what I mean? There's got to be some common sense here, and the attorneys will just take and take and take. And I wish it weren't the case, but it is. Here's another one. Just me crazy. I didn't want to link the title of it because I didn't want to coming back to giving them any more press. But this is what happens when attorneys sue for injuries that have happened to themselves. Legal Examiner has an article here. Apparently, a Williams and Conley senior attorney, Washington, D.C., has sued the Washington Metro Area Transit Authority for $50 million. Stemming from a metro station head injury that he claims left him unable to work. I want to be unable to work sometimes, right? Actually, I don't wish that on anybody. I take that back. Attorney claims that he has not been able to work since the metal pole fell on him at the Metro Center station on August 2015. The lawsuit claims, struck him violently in the head as walking onto the escalator to leave the station. The compartment that contained the metal pole, which is used to close the entrance to the station, was not properly locked. So, okay. And I you know what? I don't mean to make light of a traumatic brain injury type of injury. So I'm very cognitive of that. I don't mean to make a joke or make a pun, but obviously an attorney knows how to sue. And I don't know what the particulars were of the case, but that's a lot of money. Okay, next news article. Coney wins top honors. I did not spell that correctly. I apologize. I'll correct that. For one of the Project of the Year in Elevator World Magazine. This press release from PR Newswire. So congratulations to Kone and all the winners of the Elevator World 2016 Project of the Year. Pretty impressive ones, to say the least. Another article here kind of linking in with that same theme. This one covering the Connecticut Elevator Company, Elevator Service Company, which is participates in a Lift for a Vet mission in program, which I think is awesome. Didn't even realize that existed. Where companies donate material and goods and labor to ensure that vets that are either disabled or need assistance, additional accessibility assistance can get into their homes and stuff like that. So I think it's cool. Very cool indeed. I'm surprised we don't have more information on that as an industry, because it's the first time I'm hearing about it, and maybe it's a new type of program, but I think it's cool. It's great. So congratulations, great job, Elevator Service Company. Next news article: snow buildup to blame for escalator repair delay. Yeah, I would think snow would pretty much wreak havoc on anything. This coming from iNews880.com, where it is currently -3 degrees. I'm assuming that's Celsius, but I could be wrong. Oh, yeah, it's Celsius. Yeah, okay, in Edmonton. So one of the escalators at the Commercial Skies train station has been out of service for more than a month. TransLink says a roof leak was causing the handrail to slip, which made it unsafe. And that's good, so I'm going to get that fixed up in no time. All right. Next news article. If you ever wondered what a $250 million mansion looked like, here's a link. If you can get through this hedge fund information and continue the article. It has an elevator, and it doesn't have a photo of the elevator, but the elevator is lined with alligator skin. Oh, man. I would love to be the guy that's a billionaire and lives in a tiny house. Actually, I wouldn't really love to be that guy. I'd love to be that guy who lives on a huge, owns so much property, beautiful country. And then share it with people. There's my dream. But I have to say, this home is pretty darn impressive. It is the most expensive home ever listed in America. Only $250 million. You wonder how many people it would take to in their salaries to buy something like that, right? Crazy. Okay, so what happens when people get hurt? This is a video. BART riders revolt, climb upside of broken escalator. All I can say is thank goodness for video footage, because you basically got a bunch of people climbing up the side of a balustrade escalator, which all you're missing here is somebody falling into the escalator steps and getting hurt. I'm assuming that the escalator steps are actually open, but there's a barricade that is actually physically has been moved. And yeah, no, there's no escalator steps in there. So they're just taking it upon themselves to climb over the side. So what happens when somebody falls into the damn thing and then sues BART? At what point do you have to... this is an extremely unsafe situation. And I'm not sure what the other people are waiting for or who's helping with it. I don't understand, but it's crazy. Got to be another way up those... up to the top station, right? This is in San Francisco. But yeah, guarantee somebody gets hurt, and then a lawsuit incurs. Hopefully somebody saw that and took care of it. So kind of scary. Okay, here's an interesting game post. And the reason why I linked it up, and I couldn't even find what I wanted to talk about. It just kind of showed up in the keyword search. This is a video game called Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which I have no idea what it is. I'm not a video game guy. Not really. I go into spurts, but anyway. So this is kind of a help guide for this video game, and one of the tasks that you have to do is get to some level, and in order to do that, you have to take an elevator. And so, in somewhere on this blog post, which I can't really find or don't really care enough to find, it talks about a note that was left by the elevator mechanic giving advice or telling them how to get the elevator running, like with a fuse and something else, which I think is pretty unique, and it's interesting to see the steps that game makers go to create these kind of games. I think if there was a job in gaming which I know there are. I don't mean a job, but if a really good, solid career in gaming where you could be guaranteed, a pretty significant salary or a good salary for long term, I think my kids would all want to do that. I'm sure anybody who has kids or teenagers would want to do the same thing. But yeah, just kind of cool. Just kind of cool, the creativity and the information that some of these companies go to make sure that that stuff is plausible and people understand it. I just hope that there's not a day when somebody plays a video game and is in an elevator and then realizes, hey, I can climb up the ropes, or I can open the door and get out the escape hatch, or whatever, and everything will be fine. So hopefully we don't get to that point ever. But I think the more that kids play video games, they kind of get more submersed in that kind of thing. So just thought it was interesting. I want to share it. Okay, next news article is a photo of a family who took a baby and a stroller on an escalator, and thank goodness they were okay. Excuse me. So tired. But if you'll see this at the bottom of the escalator, the step is actually pushed up and pushed out. So this was, I'm not sure where this happened. I want to say, it's Singapore. Yeah, a couple with a baby stroller narrowly avoided trouble on Saturday after an escalator they stepped off buckled behind them. Oh, maybe that, yeah, well, you know what? I'm not sure. I don't have the footage of it. There's probably in here, but still not a good idea to put an escalator, any kind of moving cart or tramway on an escalator. Remember that. They seem to want to sell more advertising like Sushi Express and $1.50 everything than promoting safety. So, yeah, kind of scary. So I'm not sure quite what happened. Glad everybody was okay. But I suspect that stroller may have had something to do with it. I really don't know. But still, don't take anything like that on an escalator, especially with a baby. It's still scary. Could have ended very much worse than that. So glad it didn't. Great video. You want to share this? This is the drunken video thing of the week. I did not link it correctly, but I will. And basically, because you can't see it, I apologize. But it is a video of a guy trying to walk down an up escalator, not getting very far, and then going into the middle between the down and the up, and then sliding down. And he gets what's coming to him. He hits one of the barriers, flies off, falls on the the down escalator. Up, I don't know what. Anyway, I'm just going by memory, but he gets hurt, and I guarantee this is the kind of lawsuit that happens as well. But looks like he definitely has had maybe one or two more drinks than he should have. So anyway, when escalators win, I'll link that back up just so you can see it. It's pretty. It's not even amusing. It looks like it hurts like hell. So, but people are stupid. You can't stop stupid. And all I can say is maybe Darwinism. It's in action. Okay, South Coast Sun reporting non-operational escalator issue management responds. Oh, this is for somebody who has way too much time on their hands. Editorial write-in said, basically wrote in about this Galleria Mall. And the last paragraph they wrote says, escalators are meant to be operational and not static. They are narrower than normal steps, slightly higher, and have very sharp edges. When static and people walk up the escalator, there is a serious safety risk, and people could get badly hurt if they accidentally lose their footing. Please, Galleria Management and Otis, who is the maker of the escalator, try to resolve this problem or get new escalators. Oh, yeah. Fred Rottenbach wrote that into the article, and man, people have too much time on their hands. I don't negate anything that he's saying, but the reality is that, it's the world we live in. The world we live in. Man, I'm telling you, crazy. And the fact that the management company actually had to respond to that is just like, are you kidding? Just kidding. Anyway, yeah. Okay, next Chicago Elevator Association meeting is next Thursday, February 2nd. And that means that Serapid is going to be presenting. If you want to find out what they do, visit their website at cea-online.org. You can also register online, take out the automatic thing there. And so come out. It's going to be held at the Clubhouse in Oak Brook, which is a cool location to be at. So, and kind of in the area of where many elevator companies are located. Okay, NASA activities calendar. If you're in need of continuing education credits, January's got a couple of Phoenix, Arizona coming up tomorrow and Friday for a 2-day code update seminar. Our board meetings are February 11th through the 13th in Phoenix. All sorts of stuff going on. So if you're in need of continuing education credits, do not wait till the last minute like I know a lot of you do. Just get them taken care of, and then you will be done. How about that? Make life easy for everybody. Okay, next news article in... Oh, I'm not going to play this one. It's going to blare in your... Yeah, so I was worried about... Anyway, there's apparently at a Laconia medical clinic, a hydraulic leak was discovered. I don't know how bad it was or what happened exactly, but the building was evacuated for cleanup measures. Last news article of the show is a piece from bucksfreepress.co.uk where a 86-year-old man called for more safety measures in a busy department store after he was pushed over in John Lewis, causing him to break both of his thumbs just days before he was due to go on holiday. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Mr. Anderson hailed 2 members of staff who rushed to his aid following the fall, but the ex-serviceman says he has felt let down by the company, which he claimed has failed to return contact with him. Let's see here. Let's see what he wants to do. He was pushed over. Oh, I want some compensation from them because of all the things that happened to me. It's ruined my life. I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't live. I had to pay for taxis everywhere. Spent a lot of money on the recovery. Yeah, so I wonder who pushed him. Maybe you should go after that guy. You got to be careful riding escalators. I've said it before. I know that our elderly riding population, or elderly population in general, is not so sturdy on their feet. Unfortunately, my dad's one of those guys. He's just not so sturdy on his feet, and he's kind of a bigger guy, and kind of worry about him often. So, anyway, this is from the UK, and obviously they don't have litigation and lawsuit issues like we do here in the United States, which I think is a good thing. I do. So anyway, well, that's going to do for the show, everybody. Nice and quick and nice and short. I am going to go to my lovely dandy random number generator, where I am going to enter. Oh, Google's got one now. Huh. All right. Google's got everything, I guess. Okay, I'm going to look over at my other screen and pull up my minimum, maximum. 9. I got too many numbers in here. This is for the $100 Visa gift card, and also some great goodies that have been given away by some awesome companies out there, which are in the show notes. I apologize. Okay, so list number 2878. Okay, I'm going to cross-reference that. Okay, 2878. I'm sorry, Michelle from, looks like California. Michelle from California, you are the winner of the prize pack giveaway for this month. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll send you an email shortly regarding that. And as always, it has been a pleasure to bring you the show today. Thank you for taking the time to spend it with me. Make sure you are safe out there. Enjoy the weather. Think spring. And we'll talk to you next Wednesday, everybody, okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye.